Living Local Carolina with Katie Turner. Local trends, shopping, dining, and more. This is Living Local Carolina.
The following portion of Living Local Carolina is sponsored by Serenity Healthcare Solutions.
Hey guys, welcome back to Living Local Carolina. Today I am at Serenity Healthcare Solutions and I'm joined by Erin, who is a nurse practitioner here. How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Tell me all about you guys and what you're all about.
So we are a primary care practice that does a lot of stuff. So we do a lot of addiction treatment. We have some aesthetics. We have regular primary care, basically from birth all the way up to death. So we have a little bit of everything.
Okay, let's kind of go over this menu by category here. You guys do addiction support as well?
We do.
Let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so our addiction is medication-assisted treatment. So usually with buprenorphine with naloxone. We have injectable buprenorphine, so it's extended release. It gives people a lot more freedom. And we help people get off opioid addictions, or you can also use it for pain management. So you got some options there. We're different because we also have all these other services. Nobody knows why you're here. You're safe. You're in a safe place. You can share anything with us. We don't judge you. And you're surrounded by people that can actually care.
That's really nice. I can imagine. What do you think is the most rewarding part of your job and what you get to do every day?
When I have somebody who was struggling and then they come in one day and was like, I made it through a whole month. And that's great. And yeah, I can be tougher than a lot of people, but I love it when they succeed. Yeah. I'll be your biggest cheerleader. So those success stories, those people who feel good and are like living their best life, that's very rewarding.
That's awesome. So you guys also do primary care here.
We do.
So run me through the full gamut of that as well.
So primary care is just like you would anywhere else. You come in and we do take care of everything. High blood pressure, diabetes, babies, healthy people, sick people. We take care of them all.
As well as aesthetics too.
As well as aesthetics. So
I love that.
You gotta feel good about yourself, right? And Botox and stuff is great, but not everybody needs it. And I'll tell you that. I don't think anybody needs it, but if it makes you feel good and you build your confidence up, then it's worth it.
Love it. Okay, well, how can somebody become a patient here? What does that whole process look like?
Not too difficult. I mean, you can find us online. You can call the office. We take most insurances. There's a few we don't, but we're also very affordable if you don't have insurance. So we like to be available to people.
I love that. I love that. Tell me about the team here. What is it like to work here?
It's fun. Yeah. We have a lot of fun. It's very family oriented. So the other nurse practitioner here, his wife is our office manager. His daughter runs the front desk there. The mother-in-law works here. So it's very family oriented. We're happy to have small animals. We do have a dog that comes on site every day. So we like to keep it cozy. It's great.
Love it. Are there any other things that you think people should know about Serenity, about what you guys do, or what makes you different?
I think just because we are so family oriented, you can be comfortable coming in here at any time with your child, with your mother, with whomever, because it's very open and very inviting. Whether it be for addiction or for primary care or just coming in for some aesthetic stuff. Like, you should be comfortable and not be made to feel out of place.
Well, if somebody's watching this right now and they want to learn more about you guys and figure out where you're located, where can they do that?
You can go on our website, it's serenityhealthcaresolutions.com. We're also located at 605 West Palmetto Street in Florence, and you can always call us 843-942-9960.
This portion of Living Local Carolina was sponsored by Serenity Healthcare Solutions.
We'll be back right after this break with more Living Local Carolina.
A new approach to healing. Joining me is Allie White with QC Kinetics. Thank you so much for having me.
I'm so happy that you're here. You're in our office. You get to experience the QC Kinetics that I love and get to work in every day.
So I'm so interested in this. What is QC Kinetics?
So QC Kinetics, we are a non-surgical approach to joint relief and just other musculoskeletal pain areas. So we really dive in to make sure that our patients can be treated more in that non-invasive approach, because we know surgery ultimately is very invasive for patients. It can be very long time for healing. So we wanted to come up with an area of medicine and really dive into regenerative medicine to treat our patients.
And can you elaborate a little bit more on what regenerative medicine is?
Yes, absolutely. So regenerative medicine is really cool. So anyone that likes to nerd out over the science like I do, it is an area of medicine that takes what your body has, so autologous, meaning from you. It takes what you have, and what we can do is we can harness it in a way that your body can no longer do. So just a couple examples, there's a hot topic in medicine right now. It's called platelet-rich plasma, also known as PRP. So that's what we do here as well, along with other treatment areas and treatment modalities. So with that, we take what your blood has, so the cells from your blood, we take your blood, just like a normal blood draw, we take that into our lab, we spin it down, we take the cells from that are needed for healing, and we actually re-inject it into your area of pain.
How does this type of medicine differ from traditional medicine?
Great question. So it differs from traditional medicine in a ton of different areas. So if we think about the traditional pathway for patients right now, you have a steroid injection. Steroid injections just mask the pain. They don't bring a healing response. They actually dampen your immune system so your body can't do what it naturally wants to do. From there, patients just tend to get worse. Then you have your opioids. We also want to get patients off of opioids, knowing that the opioid epidemic is so large right now and how effective it is for patients. And then ultimately there's surgery. So surgery is a permanent decision. There are effects from surgery that can be really difficult for patients. The healing time can take a very long time for those patients, and then just the downtime as well. So for us, we differ from traditional medicine. Hearing all of those things of what you need to do in traditional medicine or getting an injection with us from your body's own cells, I would take the regenerative medicine approach.
Yeah, that sounds so interesting. So why QC Kinetics?
Why QC Kinetics? That's a great question. So for me, it's the patients. Our patients are the reason why. They come through our doors, we get to learn all about them. They bring us their why, and we help treat that why. So normally you go see your physician or your PA, NP, and the burden of healthcare, they can't get to learn who their patients are or why they're coming to see them. We can at QC Kinetics. So you may be coming for your knee pain, but what is that why behind your knee pain? What do you need to get back to doing? That's what I love about QC Kinetics, because that's what we're doing for our patients.
Now, who qualifies as a patient?
It's a great question. A lot of people. So we don't have a patient population that we don't really treat. We see everyone from younger patients all the way to patients in their 80s, 90s wanting to reclaim their independence. We see patients with injuries. We see patients post-surgery. We see patients with chronic disease states such as osteoarthritis. So we treat a lot of different patients.
What are the most common treatment areas?
Great question. So for us, it's those joints that you wear out mostly. So think of your knees, think of your hips, the joints that you're on every day, those weight-bearing joints, but we also treat every other joint in the body. So think about your shoulders, wrists, fingers. If you're doing a lot of computer work, we see a lot of people with finger issues, or your thumbs. We see ankle issues, especially in our younger demographic. So if there's a joint that's bothering you, we treat it.
Well, welcome back to Living Local Carolina, everyone. I have an author in the studio, John. Thank you so much for being here with me
Thanks
today.
for having me. I appreciate it.
Okay, let's get right into it. You wrote this book called Visited Mom Today, and it's about your own personal experience with your mother, amongst other stories. Tell me all about it.
Sure. So my mother was diagnosed about 16 years ago with Alzheimer's, and for 13 of those years, she was in a memory care unit. And so the last 8 years, she also was nonverbal. And so I would take her to different areas in the nursing home, and I would have her sit with other residents, and I would talk to them. And these are a collection of the stories, of the sweet, poignant, funny stories that some of the residents and I had.
I feel like that's something you don't see very often when we're talking about this terrible disease. Are good fun moments too. So do you have anything that sticks out from the book maybe?
Well, first of all, that is exactly right. I think there's so much out there about the science, and there's so much out there about the symptoms and what to look for, but there's really not a human side to Alzheimer's or dementia, so I think that's sort of where that fits. There was one woman that really sticks out for me. She was a nurse in her real life, and when she became a resident at the nursing home in the memory care unit, she thought she was working as a nurse. So she would greet me every time I came at the elevator and tell me how my mother was doing that day, and then would take me, down the hall to check in, and she was just in her element. And really the key to having these discussions is really you have to step into their world because they can no longer step into ours.
That's such a good point. Well, how long did it take for you to write the book?
It was over a period of the 8 years. And what I did was, these were Facebook posts that I did. And so they really started out as just posts for my friends to read and hear what was happening with my mother, and these kind of funny, sweet stories. And over time, people said, you have so many of these, you should be putting them in a book or a collection. And that's really what made me do the book.
I love when there's stories like that where the stories are so good you have to write a book about
Yeah,
it,
right. Exactly.
Well, I know somebody watching right now is going to want to know where they can find this.
Sure.
Where can they find the book?
You can get the book right now on Amazon, and you can just search for Visited Mom Today, and it should come right up.
Well, guys, one thing about me is my hair might be fake, but when it comes to products, I really love using things that are natural. So that's why today I'm joined by Nicole from Earthy Things. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great.
good.
We got some soaps in front of us. I just want to take a sniff, but you go ahead and tell me a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Okay, so my name's Nicole. I own Earthy Things here at the beach. So I make natural soaps, body butters, herbal oils, lotion bars, just anything natural.
What started this? I feel like everyone has a story there.
So when my girls were young, they are 15 and 18 now, but when they were younger, I really got into, just the things that you're putting in your body, on your body, the side effects, all that good stuff. So I would always just try to find more natural ways. And then about 2 years ago, I saw a video of soap being made, and I was like, yeah,
I could do that.
I could do that. And I literally did. I made the list of all the things that I needed. I bought it all, and when I started out, it wasn't as glorious as it is now, but I kept going,
And look at you now. We have these gorgeous soaps, and I love the colors that you use too.
So I use natural clays as colorants.
Really?
Yes, so it's spirulina, charcoal, rose clay, turmeric, any kind of natural clays. And then I also incorporate, in the green one, there is real avocado puree, which is really good for your skin. In the multicolored one with the pink, there's banana puree. I use natural essential oils as scents, so yeah.
Love it. Okay, well, where can people find out more information and shop your stuff?
So I do have a website. It's Earthy Things with a Z,
Gotcha.
LLC.com. I'm on Facebook, Instagram.
All that good stuff?
Yes.
All right, well, check her out, guys.
We'll be back right after this break with more Living Local Carolina.
Thanks for joining us today on Living Local Carolina. I am joined by Joshua. You are a self-proclaimed indie manga creator.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
All right, we got to get down to the bottom of this. Tell everybody what you do and how you got into this in the first place.
So me being an indie manga creator, I've always liked anime, superhero stuff growing up. That was my main inspiration. But then I always had these ideas, like as I was going through things growing up, that I would watch movies and I was like, I could make that better. So in my head, I would like make these movies with my own characters and I'll be sitting in class just daydreaming about these movies that I'm making in my own head. Eventually I started making an idea for some concepts for a manga, and I really didn't act on it until the passing of my mother before college, because my mom passed away then, probably 2 weeks after when my older brothers passed away. That was kind of what, I know that, I know how that's, but sometimes, you know, there's a blessing in the lesson. And in that lesson, it propelled me into acting on the things that my mom believed in me in doing. So I started with the manga. I really didn't get into after the college where I felt like I could draw, but I wanted to draw everything myself. But I then took a course where someone was like, hey, if you can, get out of the way so somebody else can do it, because I'm looking at another 2 years if I try to learn how to do the manga style. So with that, I started on doing it. I started going to conventions, and I would first kind of pick people's brains. One of my early mentors, he was surprised because I just asked him, hey, can I get your number? Can I reach out to you if I need anything? And I was asking him 6 months later, I'm messaging him, I'm like, hey, guess who's gonna be at the same convention that you were at? And he was surprised. From there, I was just hitting it boots to the ground. And I've done PowerCon, which is a local one for Florence. I've done, I did the Grand Strand one that's down here, the Grand Strand Comic-Con. And then I recently did LA Comic-Con. So
that's big.
That was a condensing of the timeline of how we got here. But my main project, there was one time I had a dream, and it was about Camgechi. And I then started to connect the dots after I had that dream. I took a Gullah Geechee business course, and they were trying to tie in what I do into the course. They were like, why don't you do a Gullah Geechee story? And I was like, why don't I do a Gullah Geechee story? That's a good point. And I started connecting it, and then that's when all of this came about. And from here, I mean, this is starting to be one of the stories that, despite my main project is doing good, but as people start to hear about Camgechi, they're like, we want this.
Yeah.
So that's why we're here right now.
So you're building this world that is completely tied to your own culture.
Yes.
What has the response been so far when you tell people about this?
There's more of a surprise, actually, because no one's doing it. Yeah. I go to a lot of these conventions and I ask people, about Gullah Geechee culture, and I even talk about how a lot of African Americans don't realize here in America, 80% of us have some type of Gullah Geechee lineage, but yet they don't know that they have this lineage. So when I bring up the concept of Camgechi, I have been quizzed a little bit, but I'm doing my best as I'm learning about my own history, that I'm, putting it into the story. So that's kind of the fun part about it, is taking something that I find out about Gullah Geechee culture and find a way to twist it and putting it into the story.
It's very unique.
Very unique.
It's very cool what you do. I'm very excited to see where this goes. How can people stay updated with everything that you're doing so they can get that drop the second that it's ready?
Good question. So I have my Instagram that is @_no retreat, no surrender. That's the name of my main project, is No Retreat, No Surrender. My email is missyoujoshua@gmail.com.
Remind me of the Instagram name again.
@_no retreat, no surrender.
Don't forget to like our page on Facebook and follow us on Instagram and Twitter. How to use the QR code. Just open the camera app on your smartphone, iPad, or tablet. Point your device at the QR code so the QR code appears on your screen. Your device will recognize the QR code and show you a notification. Click that notification and you'll come to our website. Living Local Carolina, weekday mornings at 9:30 on WBTW News 13.